The Skull Merchant was released on the 7th of March this year with the Tools of Torment chapter, and ever since she's been tormenting the players of Dead by Daylight. More so than any other killer I've talked about, the Skull Merchant's power needs a rework. Her power as it stands is kinda dull to play as and is excruciatingly boring to play against a survivor. If you need any evidence of this, you can watch the hour-long match of a Skull Merchant playing against a full pro team. This is why I, and many other DBD players, think she's in dire need of rework. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what I'd change about the Skull Merchant. Before I go over what exactly I changed, first I'm going to go over what makes her power so unfun. First and foremost, her ability to tree gen. I don't need to explain how tiring it is to go against a tree gen merchant. Secondly, playing her is fairly dull. Simply press M2 at gens and activate drones every once in a while. And finally, her counterplay as survivor is unvaried. If she places a drone out of loop, you have to leave or else you're exposed and there's not much thinking involved. Firstly, I changed slightly how her drones work. I'd introduce a new state for the drones, the hidden state. When the Skull Merchant deploys a drone, it'll be deployed in this state. During the hidden state, the drone sits on the ground with all of its lights turned off. After a 20-second setup period, the drone will then be able to be activated with her radar. This will shoot the drones instantly up into the sky and change it into the active state. The active mode works the same as it does now, where any survivor within its range will be spotted. After about 20 seconds, the drone will then transition to the scouting state. Again, this will work just as it does now, with the yellow light spotting any survivors it touches. The Skull Merchant can activate scouting drones to turn them back to the active state. To turn drones back to the hidden state, she must recall them and place them down again. I added the hidden state to the drones to make them a bit more engaging for both sides. Having drones initially be hidden allows the Skull Merchant to activate them when they think a survivor is near, catching them off guard. It also makes disarming them much more interesting from a survivor's perspective. Instead of just simply hacking them when they're in scout mode, you'll have to find them in a hidden mode. The Skull Merchant could hide them in crevices or behind walls, so survivors wouldn't be sure if they're safe unless they search the area. This would hopefully make the Skull Merchant have to think more when placing her drones. Which spots are close to points of interest but hidden enough that they won't be found instantly. It would also hopefully add a sense of paranoia when playing as a survivor. Did she place any drones here? Is it safe to run to this area? The 20-second setup period for the hidden drones encourages you to set them up beforehand rather than simply dropping them at loops mid-chase or at one of the remaining 3 gens. The Skull Merchant can activate her hidden drone when she believes a survivor is close enough to spot them. What happens when a survivor is spotted? Next, I would change what would happen when a survivor gets spotted by a drone. Currently, a survivor has to be in the drone's range for a while before they're exposed. This makes being in their sights not much of a threat unless they're placed on a gen. So instead of this, as soon as the drone spots a survivor, they emit a killer instinct for 3 seconds, gain a tag, and get the new spotted status effect for 30 seconds. This spotted status effect simply means that the Skull Merchant will be able to track them on the radar, they won't be able to hack drones, and they won't be able to gain another tag for its duration. What does it mean for a survivor to be tagged? A survivor can be tagged up to 3 times. The Skull Merchant can use her radar to activate tagged survivors in a similar manner to how she'd activate drones. Once the survivor is activated, they lose all their tags and gain an effect depending on how many tags they had. If they had 1 tag, their aura is revealed for 30 seconds, making mind gaming very hard. If they had 2 tags, their aura is revealed as well as being exposed for 30 seconds, making any mistake very costly for the survivor. If they had 3 tags, their aura is revealed, they're exposed, and they suffer from hindrance for 30 seconds. This almost ensures the Skull Merchant will be able to down the survivor. This change to how being spotted works would hopefully make drones much more of a threat and something you should avoid, because the more times you're spotted, the more of an advantage the Skull Merchant will have in chase. The tag system would hopefully also make the Skull Merchant have to make different decisions game to game. Will I activate this 1 tag survivor to get an easier hit now, or will I wait until they have at least 2 tags for the insta-down? You may go for the first option if they have no sign of going towards your hidden drones, and wait to activate them if they're running towards some of the hidden drones. To combat these drones as a survivor, you'll still be able to hack them as you can now. Hacking a drone will attach a claw trap to you. The claw trap will remain stuck to you for 40 seconds and then will disappear. During this time, you'll be trackable on the Skull Merchant's radar, and the Skull Merchant will have 1 less drone to place down. You also won't be able to hack another drone while you have one on you. If you get hit while you have a claw trap, it'll break and you'll no longer be trackable, and the Skull Merchant will regain a drone. The 40-second duration allows survivors to take drones out of commission for a bit, while also being tracked, so there's still some risk. Hitting a survivor to break the claw trap allows a way for the Skull Merchant to get her drone back. Finally, I removed the haste bonus the Skull Merchant gets for each player trackable on a radar. I feel this aspect of her isn't very engaging for either side, and the other changes I've proposed make up for it being gone. I'd also like to add that some of the numbers I've mentioned could definitely be changed to be more balanced. For example, the 20-second hidden drone setup period or the 40-second claw trap timer. It can be hard to balance the numbers of a killer when they're just a hypothetical idea for a YouTube video. That concludes all the changes I'd make to the Skull Merchant. I think this would make her a much more fun killer to play as and against. Let me know what you think of my changes and what changes you'd make to her in the comments below. I'd love to hear what improvements you can think of. I'd like to thank you for making this far and I hope you enjoyed your time. If you liked this video, you may enjoy some of my other videos. Currently, only 18.5% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you're not subscribed and you'd like to see more videos like this, I'd ask that you do subscribe. If you'd like to see behind the scenes of my videos or updates about upcoming videos, you can follow me on Twitter. That's all for now. Thank you, and goodbye.